The movie that I will present today is a drama movie that is a little different from the usual drama type. It is a movie that makes people feel like they are in real life, watching the problems that young people have with each other, the abuse of the weak, and the difficult lives they lead. The movie is about a young man named Chimo, who is struggling to support his family, but he is also weak and shy. Then there's a boy named Ibo, who hates this clever and intelligent Chimo. Ibo always bullies Chimo wherever he meets him and always causes him trouble. One day Chimo gets the chance to take revenge on Ibo, but a big plot twist happens. So, what will Chimo do when he gets the chance to take revenge? Let's see what happens in our recap program. At the beginning of the story, Chimo, while he is working as a delivery boy, he is racing his scooter through the streets, but he's not just rushing a delivery, he is being chased. As usual, his enemy, Ibo, is right behind him on his own motorcycle, trying to run him off the road. Luckily, Chimo manages to escape by swerving down a narrow alley, leaving Ibo shouting angrily behind him. This is just a normal day for Chimo. Chimo lives in a small, humble apartment with his mother, his younger sister Lola, and his elderly grandfather. Although they are a middle-class family, they don't have much money, but they are content with what they have and are a very happy and loving family. Chimo's day begins early. First, he has to take his grandfather to the hospital for his regular checkup. After that, Chimo goes to his main job as a salesman at a small grocery store. He is a hard worker and is always polite to the customers. Today, while Chimo is working, he meets this girl's name. Reiki pay money for things she buy and smiles at Chimo and leaves. Chimo finishes his long shift at the store. He is tired and just wants to go home. But his bad day isn't over. He is interrupted by Ibo and his gang on the way home. They block his path with their motorcycles. Although they are asking for money as usual, Ibo really just wants to start a fight. He refuses to let Chimo leave, and forces Chimo to fight back. Chimo just kept his head down, and did nothing. He knows that fighting back will only make it worse. He just stands there, taking Ibo's insults. Ibo, who is impatient, gets angry that Chimo won't fight. He shoves Chimo. Luckily, the sound of a police siren echoes down the street, and the police come to their side. Ibo and his gang don't want to get in trouble, so Ibo lets Chimo go. But not before giving him one last hateful look. Tired from working all day and getting punched by Ibo, Chimo finally gets home. He rubs his stomach where Ibo pushed him and takes a rest on the couch. At that moment, he hears his grandfather's musical instrument playing softly from the porch. Chimo is worried. His grandfather is usually in bed by this time. He goes to look for him and finds his grandfather standing in front of the porch, smiling. In fact, the people at home were hiding. They all jump out and shout, "Surprise!" They are there to surprise Chimo, who had forgotten his own birthday and was working hard. When Chimo learns this, all the tiredness and anxiety of his long day disappears immediately, replaced by the smiles of his family. His mother gives him a huge hug. She saved up for months to buy him his main present, a brand new yellow motorcycle. In addition to the motorcycle, a shorty named Reiki, the same girl he had met at the store, also came to the party. He asked her again why she told him to wish her a happy birthday. She laughs and says, "Because it's your birthday, silly." Chimo is stunned by her beauty. It turns out his sister Lola had arranged for her brother to spend his birthday with Reiki. This arrangement, this one perfect night, relieves Chimo of all the hardships he had endured throughout his life. Lola's plan works perfectly. Chimo and Reiki leave the party and go on a date. They are playing bowling with Reiki, and Chimo, who is usually so shy, is laughing and having fun. Later, they sit together on a playground, kissing. For these few hours, Chimo's life is complete. But this happiness does not last long. While they are kissing, a motorcycle headlight shines in their eyes. Ibo and his gang have arrived at Chimo's place. They surround the two of them. Ibo has seen Chimo's brand new motorcycle. They tried to get Chimo to give them the motorbike or a ride. Chimo also asked to be let go today, but Ibo just laughs. He pushes Chimo to the ground and is the one who got punched. Reiki, who cannot accept this, stands up to Ibo. But she is also slapped hard across the face, and she falls. After that, Ibo's gang took the new motorbike and all of Chimo's money. Chimo, who had been beaten so much, is left on the ground. He and the others are forced to watch as Reiki, disgusted and disappointed, gets up and leaves. She looks at Chimo, who didn't defend her, and walks away. Ibo himself told Chimo to at least punch him once, to act like a man. But Chimo is not brave. He is terrified. So, Ibo punched him again, one last time. On Chimo's birthday, he lost his new friend Reiki and his brand new bike. After the incident, Chimo, who had never gone out, stays in his room for days. His mother invites him for dinner, but he doesn't want to eat. The mother is very sad for her son, who is suffering from such abuse. Lola plans to report it to the police, but Chimo stops her. He tells them that everyone's life is difficult, so it's useless to run away without facing it. The family gets into a big argument. While they are shouting at each other to face Ibo, his grandfather suddenly clutches his chest and starts to have trouble breathing. Chimo has to give him an emergency injection. After this scare, Chimo realizes he needs to be stronger for his family. He goes to the place where his mother is working, and they spend time together. After that, he also gives his sister a ride to school on his old scooter as an apology for shouting at her. Since then, he has been spending time with his family as usual when he is tired from work. But he has also started something new. He has been practicing boxing hard, training in his room every night. He has been working hard to become stronger physically and mentally every day by doing all his part to full-time jobs. As time has passed, Chimo has become quite strong, and his bad days have gradually disappeared. One day, Chimo is back to his normal routine. He has breakfast and takes his grandfather to the hospital for his checkup. As he's waiting in the hallway, he hears a very familiar voice. It is Ibo, and he is shouting at a doctor, cursing at the person who is treating him. Chimo looks into the room and sees Ibo. He is sitting in a wheelchair. Chimo learns that Ibo had an accident with his motorcycle, Chimo's stolen motorcycle. He had injured his upper spine, an injury so bad that it would leave him with a limp for the rest of his life. He will never be able to walk properly again. Chimo gets Ibo's address from the hospital. When he gets home, he looks back at everything Ibo had done to him and decides to go to Ibo's house the next day. As soon as he enters Ibo's house, Ibo, mother welcomed him warmly. Chimo realized Ibo lived with his stepmother, who seemed very nervous. Chimo goes to Ibo's room. Ibo is lying in bed looking broken. Chimo asks Ibo to apologize to him. He wants to hear Ibo say sorry for everything. For the bullying, for the bike, for Reiki. But Ibo refuses to forgive anyone. He says that he has never apologized to anyone in his life. He insults Chimo again, saying that Reiki left Chimo because he is still a useless coward. Chimo, who is upset by this, goes home. He asks his mother if she has ever had an enemy. His mother tells him a story. Once upon a time, his mother's best friend had cheated on her with Chimo's father. At that time, she wanted to take revenge, but she was still a mother to Chimo and Lola, so she just let the losers go. Knowing Chimo's story, his mother explains that revenge is not bravery. She tells her son to love everything, because she thinks that revenge will only make his heart dirty. She also tells him that losers, like Ibo, will always get the consequences they deserve. But Chimo couldn't accept it. He decided that Ibo would have to apologize to him. So he goes back to Ibo's house. When he gets there, he offers to walk with Ibo. Ibo refuses as usual. Chimo threatens him, so Ibo follows him downstairs. When he gets downstairs, everyone who had been abused by Ibo had already arrived. Chimo had called them. Ibo, still in a wheelchair, starts cursing at the people who have come. But they don't care. They pull him off the wheelchair and start kicking him. Chimo tries to stop it, telling them it's enough. But everyone gathers their weapons and starts beating Ibo. When the police arrive, they all run away, leaving only Chimo. Ibo, beaten and bloody, is upset that Chimo had not done anything to him yet. He doesn't understand. When he is back in his room, Ibo's father arrives, and Chimo hides in the closet. The father is a large, cruel man. He starts mocking Ibo, who is disabled, and insulting his wife, Ibo's stepmother. This causes a fight between Ibo and his father. After his father leaves, Ibo is crying. He asks for help to put Chimo on the bed and tells him that he wanted to be alone. Chimo does everything he needs and returns home. The next day, Chimo takes his grandfather to the hospital and goes to see Ibo. Chimo says that he can report his father for the abuse. But Ibo drives him away, saying that he doesn't need anyone's help. Knowing that he couldn't listen, Chimo tries to go home, but Ibo asks him to take him to the cemetery. Chimo pushes Ibo in his wheelchair to the cemetery. It turns out Ibo had been living with his father's second wife. The woman at home was his stepmother. His real mother had died of cancer. Chimo also confesses that his own father had taken another wife when he was young and that he had never seen her face. For the first time, they are not enemies. They are just two boys who were abandoned by their fathers. Chimo leaves Ibo alone in front of his mother's grave. Chimo feels more sympathy for Ibo, who is grieving as he looks at his mother's photo. When they return home, Chimo finds a notebook. It's a song Ibo had written. Chimo asks him to sing it. Ibo agrees and Chimo beatboxes. The entire song is Ibo's life story. His father is a drug dealer who is never home, and his mother was in the hospital with cancer. At such times, Ibo, who was left alone at home, used to wait for his father to return. He also wrote in the song that he regretted not being the good son his mother wanted him to be. Chimo, who learns about Ibo's life after listening to the song, makes a decision. He takes Ibo to his house. Ibo refuses, but Chimo insists. When they get home, Chimo's mother is surprised, but asks if Ibo's mother is okay. Ibo tells her that she had passed away a year ago. His mother is upset and apologizes. When Lola arrives, she is angry when she sees Ibo, but she accepts that her brother had brought him. Before he knew it, Ibo and Chimo became best friends and spent every day together. One day, Chimo takes Ibo to a lake where he was relaxing. Chimo tells Ibo about his dream, to open a churro shop for his mother. Ibo is the first to praise Chimo's intelligence. Chimo also takes Ibo to clubs and bars, carrying him on his back, making him feel like a normal person. While they are talking, Ibo's father arrives. He takes Ibo to him home. The next morning, Chimo checks at the hospital, but Ibo isn't there. Chimo runs to his home. When he gets to the room, he helps Ibo, who is lying on the floor, beaten and bruised. Chimo says he will help Ibo get out of here. He gathers all the things he needs. Then he apologizes to Ibo and beats him up, making the bruises look even worse. A short while later, the police arrive. Chimo has called them, and now they have proof of the abuse. The police arrest Ibo's father for torturing his son. For saving him from this hell, Ibo says that he will pay off Chimo's motorcycle loan and invest the extra money in the churro shop. Chimo is very happy. Chimo's dream of opening a shop for his mother is fulfilled with Ibo's help. Lola also sees Ibo and thanks him for his help. However, Ibo couldn't get rid of his feelings of guilt for what he did to Chimo, and he is in constant pain from his injury. He decides to leave. The next day, Ibo goes to Chimo's mother with a letter to apologize. Chimo searches the hospital but couldn't find him. He finally finds Ibo at a public swimming pool, having drowned. The teacher on duty, a lifeguard, pulls him out and tells Chimo that Ibo is okay. They follow him to his room. Ibo lies and says that he had slipped, but Chimo knows that he tried to kill himself. They talk in the hospital, and Ibo says that he no longer wants to live like this. He says that if he died, he wanted to die in the calm sea. Ibo asks Chimo to help him with this one last thing. Chimo is very sad. This is his best friend. But Ibo asks him to do it, so he agrees to the plan. After Ibo finally thanks Chimo for helping him, Chimo administers the anesthetic. After that, they meet in the pool, and Chimo immerses Ibo's unconscious body in the water. Gradually, Ibo sinks into the water, and Chimo is very sad. No matter what Ibo had done to him, he felt sorry for him, who came from such a dysfunctional family. As Ibo sinks to the bottom, Chimo watches, tears streaming down his face, but at the last second he can't do it. He dives in and swims down to save Ibo. After that, he pulls Ibo to the surface and makes him come to his senses. Ibo coughs up water, alive and breathing. He looks at Chimo, confused. The two of them, floating in the water, look at each other and start to laugh. The story ends with them, two enemies who became brothers, choosing life. There are also some bad parents around us, and I will end the recap by asking them not to harm their children's future for their own pleasure.